Before you start this course, there's something important you need to understand about trading performance. Most traders believe consistency comes from finding the right strategy, the perfect entry, or better discipline in the moment. But for most people, that's not where the real problem is. What actually limits performance is not a lack of market knowledge. It's the absence of structure around decision-making. Traders react instead of respond. They repeat mistakes without understanding why. And over time, experience accumulates without turning into real improvement. This is where trading psychology is often misunderstood. It's not just about controlling emotions when things go wrong. It's about how you prepare before the session, how you manage yourself while trading, and how you process what happened afterward. Without structure across these moments, consistency becomes random. In this course, you will not learn motivational ideas or isolated techniques. You will train a complete psychological process, a process designed to help you interrupt impulses, recognize emotional patterns, regulate your state, and turn each trading session into learning instead of repetition. Welcome to the ComLucro channel. This is the psychology mindset workout for traders. Over the next sessions, you will build a structured framework that supports clarity, discipline, and long-term consistency. This is not about trading more. It is about trading with intention, session after session. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss what comes next. And let us know in the comments what topics you want us to cover next. You will also find links to our trusted partners in the description. When you use those links, you help support the channel and keep this content moving forward. So, when you step back and look at the journey as a whole, one thing becomes clear. Real learning in trading does not come from individual trades, but from how each session is prepared, experienced, and reviewed. Consistency is built over time, not through outcomes, but through how decisions are handled day after day. This framework is designed to give structure to moments that most traders leave untrained. What happens before the session begins, how you respond while trading is in progress, and how you process what actually happened once the session ends. Without structure across these phases, experience accumulates without turning into progress. Throughout this course, you will learn how awareness stays active instead of reactive. You will train how to recognize emotional shifts, manage internal pressure, and prevent single moments from influencing the entire session. Over time, this creates continuity instead of randomness. As sessions accumulate, patterns begin to reveal themselves. Decisions stop feeling isolated. Reactions become observable. And improvement becomes intentional rather than accidental. This is not about changing everything at once. It is about building a process that compounds with repetition. That is the purpose of this framework. To turn each trading session into usable feedback and long-term learning, instead of another disconnected experience. Many traders believe they are improving simply because they are gaining experience. But one of the most common problems in trading appears when sessions end and nothing is processed. The platform closes, emotions settle, and no reflection happens. What feels like moving forward is often just carrying the same patterns into the next day. Another issue shows up when performance is judged only by profit and loss. Days are labeled as good or bad based on outcome alone. In that process, behavior disappears. A disciplined losing trade and an impulsive winning trade feel emotionally the same, quietly reinforcing the wrong habits over time. Confusion also grows when mistakes repeat without clear explanation. The same issues keep showing up. Early exits, overtrading, hesitation after losses. Without structured awareness and review, these behaviors feel random. Strategy gets changed again and again, while the real drivers of execution remain untouched. Strong emotional days add another layer to the problem. Big wins or losses end a session with intensity. When that state is not observed or processed, it fades without being understood. The next session then begins under the influence of the previous one. Losses create pressure. Wins inflate confidence. Without structure, yesterday quietly shapes today. This course exists because these patterns are not random. They are signals. And with the right framework, they can be understood, trained, and changed over time. At some point, improvement in trading stops being about adding more tools and starts being about integration. Most traders already know many concepts, but struggle to connect them into a process that actually works day after day. What usually goes missing is the ability to carry awareness from one moment to the next. How a session ends often reflects how it began and how it was managed in between. Without structure, emotions fade without being understood, and decisions repeat without clarity. Over time, this lack of integration shows up as inconsistency. Similar mistakes keep appearing. Reactions feel unpredictable, and progress depends more on circumstances than on skill. This course is designed to solve that problem, not by adding more information, but by teaching you how to connect preparation, execution, and review into one continuous process that can be trained and repeated. As this course comes to an end, it becomes important to recognize where this practice truly fits in your development as a trader. Everything you trained here connects into a single framework. Awareness allows you to see what is happening. Regulation gives you the ability to respond instead of react. Journaling preserves your experience. Feedback loops transform that information into improvement. Together, these elements move trading away from reaction and toward deliberate growth. When this framework is carried into every session, learning no longer depends on chance. Patterns become visible. Repeated mistakes lose their influence. Experience stops being wasted and begins to compound. Progress is no longer defined by isolated outcomes, but by how consistently the process is applied over time. From this point forward, responsibility is in your hands. Improvement is no longer driven by motivation, emotion, or hope. You now have a complete system to prepare, execute, review, and evolve. This framework is not something you finish and walk away from. It is something you carry into every session, shaping your decisions, your discipline, and your long-term consistency as a trader. Please also remember that the mission of the ComLucro channel is simple. We focus on giving traders clarity, confidence, and structure, so market decisions are made with discipline and intention. On this channel, you will find complete courses built as a true trading masterclass. We teach market structure, higher time frame trading, and supply and demand, always focused on understanding price behavior and executing with a professional mindset. We also go deep into trading psychology, risk management, and consistency, because trading is not just about charts. It is about mindset, discipline, and structured execution over time. There are no shortcuts. Real progress comes from continuous learning and practice. Our main courses include smart money concepts, technical analysis for day traders, trading psychology, and the Wyckoff method course. Alongside our courses, we share lessons and insights from some of the most respected names in trading, including professionals like David Paul, Alexander Elder, Tom Hugard, Mark Douglas, Al Brooks, and Larry Williams, whose experience has shaped how traders understand markets today. So, if this video helped you gain more clarity, leave a like. It helps this content reach other traders who are on the same journey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest lessons and insights. Now, I would really like to hear from you. Which concept in this video made the biggest difference for you? What topic would you like us to cover next? Leave a comment below and let us know. If you want to go deeper with exclusive content, early access to videos, and additional tools to support your development, consider joining the ComLucro trader community right here on YouTube. It is a simple way to support the channel and a smart investment in your own growth as a trader. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.